Who would like to go next to introduce themselves? Otherwise, I'm gonna put on my teacher hat and start calling names.
Hello, I'm Tanisha Harris, parent leader for FIA as well as at Lodestar. I'm great to be here tonight. I hope everybody else is feeling good and ready to get this information.
Mhm.
And I'm like Dr. Dickey, I will call you out. Anybody want to volunteer? Because we're gonna start calling just to get it going. It's roll call right now.
Hi, my name is Karen, and I'm a Lodestar parent.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Okay, how about Marisol? No? Come on, you guys. You just gotta say your name and what school you're from.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I teach first grade at Lighthouse.
Thank you, Rachel.
Got you.
Hi, my name is Marisol. Sorry, I'm trying to do the name and everything, the change.
Oh. No problem.
Hi, this is Paz Estrada. I tried to get it in until now.
Hi, this is Elsa Rodriguez from Lodestar. My son is on second grade.
Hey, Elsa, I was testing the Zoom link.
Hola, mi nombre es Ángela, soy mamá de Lodestar de 2 niños.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shayna Hurley. I'm the elementary principal at Lighthouse.
Did everyone introduce themselves? I don't think so.
I think maybe
Buenas
just
tardes, les
We're just
saluda
gonna move
Norma
on.
García. Soy madre de Lodestar, de 2 estudiantes, uno en el 8 grado y el de 5º grado. Gracias.
Hola, soy Erlinda Arévalo. Tengo una niña en kindergarten de Lodestar.
Bravo, Linda, yo bien. Gracias.
Good evening, everybody. Corey Timpson. I'm with FIA, working with Susan and Danilo and everybody else.
Hi, Corey.
Hi, everyone. I'm Susan, also with FIA. So happy to be here.
Hey, what's going on, folks? My name is Danilo Juarez, and I'm an organizer with FIA as well.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our agreement. So make sure you have your camera on. Make sure you have your name and your school. Remember, we are here to build community with each other, and I want to see everyone's beautiful face. We're going to participate actively. Make sure you use your Zoom reactions. You can raise your hand, you can throw in a heart or so forth. Also, make sure that you use your chat box. If there's something you want to put in the chat box, go right ahead and do so. You should keep your the audio on mute if you are not speaking, so we won't pick up that background sound. And if you want to speak, then you need to take yourself off of mute. Make sure you ask questions. We are here to learn. There's no wrong question to ask. We are here to help each other, and we are here to build each other up, our affirmations, and to support, lift each other up, and be connected with each other. And we're going to give out a shout out and appreciations as we go through tonight's meeting. Okay.
So what are the LCPS leadership values? So we have agency, that we build the agency and leadership of parents to advocate for their children's educational achievement individually and collectively. So we have a science base. We champion our vision for high quality schools, including a science-based approach to reading of all students. Partnership. we believe we are equity access to quality education takes place when there is a strong home school communication, collaboration, and accountability. And we have the right to know. Parents must know the academic standards, the data, and their child's academic progress to be full partners in the child's education. So we go with the check-in.
Oh, I had to unmute myself. All right. So now the check-in. All right. And again, make sure your name and your school is in the chat box. So I'm going to ask you guys, how is your power coat fitting? Does everybody remember what their power coat is and what that means? Yes, no, maybe? How is your power coat fitting? Well, I'm going to tell you how mine is fitting. Mine is fitting great. The reason why mine is fitting great, you guys, because a power coat just means that we are here to learn. We have to come out of our comfort zone. We have to use our voice, and we all have the ability to lead. We all have the ability to use our voice to make a difference. And so we must step out of our comfort zone and wear our power coat until it fits. We all remember, we all have a power coat. You just have to decide how and when you want to wear it.
True. And you have the power to speak out. Yeah, don't keep quiet. We can do
Your
a lot
voice.
together.
That's right. We have to use our voice. We have to make a difference. Because remember, you guys, we are doing this because we love, as educators, we love working with students. We love working with kids. And it's important to all of us that your children succeed. And we can do that. We got to work it and do it together, collectively as one. I can't do it by myself. Susan can't do it by herself. Miss Hurley can't do it by herself, and you can't do it by yourself. All right. Power coat.
So what we're going to our goals. What are our goals for leadership, lead for leadership? So we have 90% of students whose parents are enrolled will meet the reading acceleration goals. So 100% of parents will practice reading activities every week at home. 100% of parents know their child's reading level and the grade level expectations. Collaborations, communication between educators and parents increased 60%. So this is one of the goals that we're gonna have at the end of this training, that you're gonna be able to have all this, to have all this information and get ready to know what level your child is in. You know, you have to ask the teacher. If they don't tell you, you have to ask what level my child is reading. You know, you have to collaborate and ask all these questions. No matter if you're you are Spanish, it's your first language, you always have to talk. Okay, don't be afraid. You have to always ask all these questions. So, Dr. Dickey, you next? Well, I'm next.
I was on mute.
no. I'm saying next, right?
So Live for Literacy has 6 steps, you guys. Remember 6. The first step, we need to apply and meet your coordinator. We've already done that. The next one was to attend the tech check. We've done that. And can you believe that tonight is session number 3? Wow. And remember, session number 3, we have 4 Zoom meetings. We had 1, 2, this is our 3rd one. Our 4th one is coming up on the 16th of November. Our 4th step is to participate in the one-on-one session at our school. And we're going to be doing that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere in December, if I'm not mistaken. And then step number 5, we must be part of a family literacy leader team at your school. And last but not least, Step number 6, you will qualify for $150 fellowship. So we hope everyone will become a lifelong literacy champion for your child, your school, and our community. All right, Navarine, it's on you, hon.
Oh my gosh, so that's his quick time. I like that, you know. I hope you know already all these questions. So
Oh,
here
I'm
we go
sorry.
with our first one. Our reading data shows most of our students are on a grade level already. So is that true or false? Next one. Who
I can
say
answer
false?
that, Navarina. I can answer.
Huh?
For number 1, I'll answer.
You can answer that?
I sure can.
Go, Dr. Vicky.
The answer is false.
Good. So we're going to
But we're
the
gonna
number
change
2.
that though. We're gonna change that.
Yes.
Are y'all seeing a poll pop up on your screen? There should be a pop-up window of the poll. So folks are gonna answer first. And then they're
We're
gonna
gonna
answer on the
hit
poll.
submit, okay?
Oh,
So
answer. And then
false
we go
And
to the
yes.
okay.
and
Okay.
submit.
Answer, and then we'll go. Okay.
You
I
didn't
do
let me
see it.
do it.
I
Didn't I
see
do
it. Okay.
Okay, the next one.
Okay. Submit. How about you submit?
6, number 2, 6 pillars of reading instructions include a phonemic awareness, phonics fluency, vocabulary comprehension, oral fluency, or all of the above. Who knows that?
Click it on your
What is
poll.
it?
Are folks seeing a pop-up? You guys see the poll
I
pop up?
saw it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Not me. Well, I can do it. Yeah.
You didn't see it? Oh.
The first one, yeah, I did. So, who had the answer for number 2? C. Corey?
Sorry, it's not really fair if I answer, huh?
I need a parent to respond to the third one. Number 3. Third grade students should be able to read how many words per minute the third grade must have to read. Who have a third grader that can respond answer these questions?
Oh, I think Marisol's hand is up.
125.
B. Yeah, good job.
Yes.
Good, Marisol. So the number 4, the last one. So number 4, our history of us builds our collective power to reach our 100% literacy goal by A, creating a supportive and encouraging community. B, giving us hope and inspiring us to action. C, all of the above. Who knows that one? Thank you, Tanisha. Good job. Thank you, Sylvia. So is that the correct answer?
You know what, Nabarina? I can see that. Let's see, for number 1, which was false, 88% of people got it right. That's really good.
Yes.
Let's see, number 2,
can
which
see that
was
one.
C, all of the above, 75% of people got it right. And even if you chose A or B, those are still part of it, right?
Yep.
Yes. Let's see. For 3, B, 125, 88% got it right. Super
That's
good. And 4, 88% got 4 right as well. Y'all are retaining a lot of information. Thank you so much for doing the
Sylvia.
poll.
Thank you so much. Good job. So we're going to the second section, number 2.
Okay.
Two.
Dr. Vicky?
All right, section number 2, homework celebration. Woo woo! All right, so we about to do some share out for our parents who did their homework over the weekend, or this last few weeks rather, from Lighthouse and Lodestar. And so let me click, let me see, go to the next slide. Who is, okay, let me see, hold on a second. Okay. All right, so for session 2, we have Tishanti or TT and Jason. Is Leela here today? Leela, are you
Yes,
here?
yes, I'm
Hi,
here.
Leela. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm good.
Good. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. I had fun at the Harvest Fest with all the kids.
Yes, and again, thank you for coming. We really appreciate you coming to that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
You're
Would you
welcome.
would you like to share a little bit about how your session worked with the homework with TT and Jason?
It was good. They was excited. Where when JCI got stuck on something, TT wanted me to not. She just wanted me to sit in the background and watch them. She wanted to help him because he inspired by her. Because sometimes, you know, he get clamped up. Oh, I don't know, and don't feel comfortable. So she said, "Mom, I got this." I said, "Well, okay then." But it's been going good, and it's been helping him because his fear is like with the other mom. You know, he fresh out of preschool, kindergarten. It's a transition for him, so he scared to get it wrong. And I'm like, that's how you know you're learning, where you're weak at, then you can get help at, you know. And then he's opening up more, and Bible study help a lot too. I told him, what you don't know, ask God to help you to, you know, you pray about it. And he does that. He does that.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear that. I can see that they're having a really good time. And, you know, I actually got a chance to finally meet TT the other day when I was working at the front office, and she is just amazing.
Yeah, she's a little go-getter, little
Yes, she
firecracker.
is. Yes, she is. Yes. And I like how you have library day and you checked out about 45 books a piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's the limit, but we didn't do 45. We did 10.
10. Oh, 10.
But they're due back on the 9th, and then we're gonna trade them in for more. I cannot carry them many books. The librarian brings it out on the cart for me to the car.
Okay. That's what's up. Okay. Well, I really applaud you and all the things that you're doing to, you know, support TT and Jason. You're doing an amazing job.
And I wanted to share with y'all, like with the book club, they give out A's tickets. We got tickets to the African Museum downtown Oakland, and it's something else we got too. It's the A's, the African Museum, and it's something else. I have to see. I'll let y'all know, but it's something else they got too. But they give out. That's a part of the book club. So when you join that, and then they jot down like how many books you read. They got different contests in it too. They also have a contest that we in, and they're gonna put their art skills to work. How to design. Oh my dad. How to design library card. It's the competition that they doing.
Okay.
Thank you, Leela.
Thank you so
You're welcome.
much. Thank you. And we applaud you again. Woo woo.
Woo, woo.
Sorry, Dad. I forgot my husband said you was coming. Thank you so much.
Yep. All right.
Dr. Dickey, we also have Naima submitted one too. Let me see.
Oh, did I skip over it? Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, Naima, yeah. She sent one in with her daughter, her beautiful daughter, Virginia, and they were spending quality time reading a story. It looks like they're sitting on the bed or something, but yeah, but she spent quality time reading with her daughter, Virginia, and Naima is the parent at Lighthouse. And Naima wasn't here able to be here today, but we're still gonna give her a shout out. Woo woo!
Woo woo!
Hey, Susan and Dr. Dickey, I was gonna say, I think, at the end of this, we got to do a Fia woo woo. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Awesome, awesome.
Yep.
And now we have from Lost Star, we have Ariana. She was reading the document. And I know Paz, Paz is here. Paz, you want to share a little bit about Ariana?
Yeah, I was coming from my work and I see her, she reading this book and I want to read it with her, but she said, no, I want to read it by myself. And then I can explain you what happened. So that's what I know. Yeah.
Good job, Paz. And I share the other one for Angela too, the video for Angela, but unfortunately I don't see it, but I know Angela is there. Angela, you want to share a little bit of your experience that you want you have right now? Angela?
Hola, Naorina.
Hola, Ángela.
Mi
¿Puede
experiencia
explicar
de...
cómo va su?
Ok, pues hemos tratado de mejorar un poco más. Yo pongo a la niña, pongo el tiempo para ver cuánto lee y está leyendo más mejor. Yo pienso que es gran ayuda y que sí estamos avanzando de a poquito porque los niños pues hay que llevarlos así porque luego dicen que están cansados, luego que quieren descansar, pero aunque sea unas pocas palabras, pero se van enseñando poco a poco. Para mí está bien.
Oh, gracias, Ángela. Thank you, Ángela. Good job.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I want to go back, you guys, real quick, because I see that Shabri is here, because I did also, I know she did something with Halia, but I don't see it on the PowerPoint. Shabri, sweetie, would you like to share about you and Halia and her beautiful costume that she had on?
Yes, hi you guys. I wish you guys could see the picture because it's really funny. Halia read in her Halloween costume, and she was a character from a Disney movie, and she had a wig on, and it was really cute.
Thank you, Shabri.
I think we got to give all of the parents that are practicing the literacy skills at home a big
Yes.
woo woo. What do you think, Dr. Dickey and Everina?
Absolutely. Y'all ready?
Okay, everybody come off mute. I'm gonna count to 3 and we're gonna do a big Fia woo woo for everyone, especially our parents that submitted the homework celebrations, okay?
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Woo,
Woo! Y'all are killing it. Dr. Dickey or Neverina, are you guys taking us through our purpose and outcomes?
Yeah, I was trying to get off of mute. Okay. So, session 3, purpose and outcomes. So one of the purpose is to celebrate our progress in home, reading and literacy activities. Number 2, to practice time reading fluency, to continue building our children's reading skills. Number 3, to build on your story of self and us with the story of now, and to introduce the principle, structures, channel, power. In order to work together to increase literacy rates for our children and all of our students, all of this must take place. Okay, so the agenda, let me see. Okay, so the agenda. I'm trying to go back and forth between my screen and the one that Susan has up. Okay, so you guys can see the agenda on your screen. So now we are going to learn about, so tonight we're going to be learning about your child's reading data and activating homeschool connections. Then we're going to go into our breakout groups and practice. Then we will come back to our big group and do our structures, channel, power. We'll go back into our second breakout group to review it before we adjourn this evening. So that's what tonight's agenda looks like. And then, oh, Cody and Shayna.
Yeah, here we go.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Dickey and Navarina.
You're welcome.
Welcome. Nice to see you
Excited.
all.
Yes, excited to be here. We're already at session 3, which is pretty crazy, but ready to do some exciting work just like we did last time.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm also excited that there's some food in the oven, so I may take a 30-second break in a second, just so you know.
All good. I think we're ready for the next slide. All right, so wanted to quickly review some of the things we did last time we met. So last time we looked here at report cards, and we all agreed that the report cards were confusing. But we went through a few things that hopefully will help you to better understand the report cards, especially because you're about to be getting a new report card. So let's quickly just go over some of the key things we're looking for. So up in the top, you see reading. There are different categories of reading, but really the goal is to have what color on the report card. Someone shout it out or put it in the chat. What color are we looking for on that report card? Yep, Miss Albrecht knows. We're looking for green. So the green means on grade level, a dark green means above grade level, but these lighter shades of orange mean that the student isn't quite yet where they should be. So hopefully as your report cards come by, we're seeing more and more green throughout the year. All right, ready for the next slide. The second thing we looked at was our AIMSWeb Plus data. I know that the AIMSWeb Plus data was confusing for people. It was surprising for people. But all of it is giving us more information so that we can better help your students. So a few key things here up at the top, it'll say if kids are high risk, medium risk, or low risk in terms of where they are in their levels. And then right here, we see some percentiles, and really the goal is to have those numbers be between 25% and 75%. That would be on grade level. Higher than 75% will be above, and anything below 25 tells us that that student is not yet reading at grade level. And this specifically was focused on fluency. All right, next slide.
Tina, I know parents last time had questions about what these different acronyms mean under like composite, if they should know what they mean. I don't know if you could go into that a little bit.
Yep, definitely can. So there are lots of acronyms, and obviously you can look and see here that we don't even do all the tests. So the most important one is going to be the composite, because the composite means kind of overall, right? So that's the most important one to look for, because we do different subtests for every grade level, but the composite is really the best one to look at. In this first grade example, you'll see ORF, which stands for oral reading fluency. And all of our students do an oral reading fluency, or some sort of fluency. In kindergarten, it's just the letter names, fluency of that. And when you get to 3rd, 4th, 5th, it actually has the kids do a silent reading fluency. But that ORF stands for oral reading fluency. And then the test under it is a first grade specific test, but it's nonsense word fluency. And so kids are practicing sounding out words that aren't real, but are still sound outable. And again, that's only for first grade. So look at ORF and composite are going to be the best data pieces.
Okay.
All right. So really, people left feeling all sorts of feelings last time. And I think the one thing that we're all agreeing on, and the reason why everybody's here, is because we all know that the solution is for us to increase the homeschool collaboration. So Cody, would you mind kind of walking through what some of the things are that we're thinking of in terms of homeschool collaboration?
Absolutely. My food is out of the oven. Okay. So I can't understate the importance of homeschool collaboration, y'all. We in these sessions obviously are trying to communicate the importance of that. And that's essential to getting students to grade level. Your teacher is so excited to meet with you and explain this data to you and to form a partnership with you. Teachers know that they can't do it alone. So please reach out to your teacher. You should be asking your teacher, what is going on in the classroom? What groups are my students? What groups is my student in? What goal are they working at? What can you tell me about the reading data, such as what we just saw on report cards? Your teacher will be able to advise you on what your student can be working on at home. If your student is in a beginning alphabet knowledge group, for example, they may give you beginning alphabet knowledge activities to do with your student that are aligned to the science of reading. If your student is in a comprehension group, they may make you different suggestions. So that's why these kinds of relationships are important, because everyone is doing something different, and that is okay. And also, you should check on your child's reading data every month, because at the school, that is just about the cadence that the students are assessed and tested again to see if they need to be in a new group. So often people think of reading levels as, oh, first grade reading level, second grade reading level, etc. But the increments that are between the different skills that students learn progress at a rate that is pretty often. So you should be checking on that data every month. It also gives you a sense of, is my student growing or not? It's not always about the current level that they're at. Obviously, you want to know if your student is growing or not growing, regardless of their level. And if you notice after a few meetings with your student's teacher that your student is not growing, it gives you more cause for getting involved in some way or intervening more intensely. So please, homeschool collaboration is at the heart of the vision of our school's vision for family engagement. Please meet with your child's teacher. All righty.
Can we do a temp check and just see for the parents that are on the call with us, who's already met with their child's teacher this year? Who already knows who their child's teacher is? They know who you are. Where are you guys at with that?
Put it in the chat. And yep. Awesome. Sorry, I cut someone off.
Paz.
Yes, I know the teacher already. I talked to her a lot. I'm the grandma of Ariana, and we communicate almost every day to find out how she's doing.
Amazing.
And I believe her, she's pretty good, so hopefully still that way.
Awesome, Paz. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome that y'all are in such frequent communication. What about other folks?
I have the teachers on speed dial.
Amazing.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And they want to be on speed dial, which is great. Thank you, Lila. What about other folks? Angela, Marisol.
We also have some folks in the chat, Susan.
Oh, what does it say? Can you help me out?
Priscilla said, yes, she has. Marisol says, I have met with my kid's teacher and tried to keep up. Karen said, yes, from Lodestar. Tanisha said yes as well. And obviously Lila, who has speed dial, which I love it.
Okay, cool. So y'all are like halfway there. Perfect.
And I'll add that those parents here in FIA y'all are superstars, and the parents here in our sessions, get your capes, you know. Y'all are absolutely amazing and phenomenal that you have the ability to come join this Zoom. And I know everyone is different. Everyone's got different things going on. But where you all can help us is if you have a close friend who's also a parent at Lodestar who was not able to attend this Zoom. You know, the people when you come to drop off in the morning and you make those quick connections, every little bit counts. So if you're able to share any of this information, especially what we believe as a organization about homeschool collaboration, please just help us out.
And another great place to spread the word is Coffee Tuesday. I know Monica, who's here tonight, is always at Coffee Tuesday, is always spreading the word and giving parents advice. And that's another great place to come and talk to lots of parents about what we can do.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Shayna.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to Coffee Tuesday. All right. So it's great to hear that so many people are partnering with teachers at Lighthouse. Every teacher is reachable by text, by phone, by email. And all of that information is sent out through the newsletter every week in Parent Square. So if you ever lose those numbers, you can find them there. But there's some other people that you can reach out to. That's me right there. There's my phone number. You can always come in, talk to me, call me, text me. Dr. Dickey right there next to me. The two of us together can get you in contact with anyone that you need to get in contact with. But two staff members who aren't here with us tonight. We have Miss Greg, who is our AP of Instruction. Miss Greg also speaks Spanish. She's a little more accessible. And there's her phone number. And then Miss Fremder is our reading specialist. Many of you might hear from Miss Fremder if your child is in reading intervention. They get pulled by Miss Fremder every day to do small groups. So again, come find myself or Dr. Dickey. We can direct you to anyone. But also these two staff members here, Miss Greg and Miss Fremder, are really great resources as well to know how your child is doing and also just to get additional resources to support your child.
And at Lodestar, of course, there's me. That is my number. You can reach out to me directly if you have any questions about literacy, data, your students' goals, etc. Or I can put you in touch with the right person, such as Navarina, our lovely family engagement coordinator. We also have Rachel Durham. Rachel Durham, we are so lucky to have her from Ile Omade, which is a school that some people know about in Oakland. She came over to join our Lodestar team, and she's so excited to build connections with families and to help us meet our reading goals as a school. And last but not least, the person at the center of it all, B. Botcher, is our reading specialist. B meets with about 1 out of every 4 of our Lodestar students for reading intervention. And B is supporting all of our teachers to develop strong instruction in the science of reading. So it's all going to be credited to B, but you can be in touch with any of us. We are happy to support and be in touch with you.
All right, all of this talk about great reading instruction is making me excited for our walkthrough that we're going to have sometime in December, where you're going to be able to go into classes and see the kids in action and learning to read. So looking forward to that. But let's review what we did last time. So last time we were here, we talked about reading fluency. Fluency is speed, accuracy, and expression. And here at Lighthouse and Lodestar, we do some timed fluency tests about every 6 weeks. Every 12 weeks, we do a timed one where students can level up. And they have 1 minute to read as many words accurately as they can. And we have right here some goals. So go ahead, everyone, look at those words per minute. Look at your child's grade. Let's get in the chat. How many words per minute is your child aiming for? Let's look at the chart. If you have 2 kids, you got to look in 2 places. Great. Shabri knows 10 words in kinder. Yep. Miss Albrecht, that's a great point. That means kids have to read more than 1 word every second. in first grade. They're reading quick. Thank you, Tanisha. A few more. How many words per minute does your child need to be reading?
I want to check the time next time because I don't check how many words she can make it, Ariana, second grade.
Yep. And that's why we're going to practice today. That's a great point. We're going to practice what are some ways we're actually going to watch someone do a test so we can figure out, okay, at the end, how do you calculate the words per minute, right? How do you keep track of that? All right, great. Saw a few more people in the chat. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so we have some timed reading fluency passages that are in your binder. We are going to get them out in just a few minutes, but wanted to point out that there are letter sounds for those kindergarten folks or folks working at a kindergarten level. There are some nonsense words, right? Kids can still read them even though they're not real words. And then we have just some words. These ones over here on the far right, those are what some people call sight words or high frequency words. Those are those words we want kids to be able to read fast because they see them all the time. They're common words. All right. So those are some of the examples of the things you'll see in your work, and then in your binder, and then there's also the reading passage, which is just like a story. All right, next up. So I'm going to pass it over to Angela and Danilo, who are going to model for us how to do timed reading fluency at home, so that we are all experts and can try it out this week.
All right, awesome. Ángela, ¿ya está lista para que les enseñemos a todos cómo van a hacer esto?
Ok, sí. ¿Empezamos?
Perfecto. Entonces, pero para empezar, ¿se puede introducir un poco, por favor?
¿Cómo?
Su nombre, qué grado están sus hijos y de qué escuela.
Ok. Mi nombre es Ángela Fuentes. Tengo 2 niños en Lodistar. Uno en el 6, Cristian Salgado. Y una niña en primero, Jasmine Ramos. Y bueno, ¿empezamos?
Deme un momento. And just to let folks let folks know who I am. My name is Danilo Juarez. I am a part-time organizer with FIA, but I am also an administrator and also a 7th grade ELA teacher over at Kidbridge in West Oakland. So obviously this whole concept of fluency and reading is super important to me on both ends, from the educator standpoint and obviously the organizer standpoint. So super happy to be here with you guys. ¿Ya está lista, Ángela?
Sí. Ok, Danilo. Vamos a hacer un examen de lectura. La última vez leíste 80 palabras. La meta es de 147. Yo creo que sí podemos llegar cerca a ese número. ¿Qué piensas?
Yo creo que sí puedo llegar a ese número.
Recuerda que cuando hacemos este examen tomamos en cuenta 3 detalles. ¿Cuáles son?
Yo creo que los 3 detalles son leer rápido, leer con exactitud y también leer con expresión, yo creo.
¿Estás listo? Ya voy a poner 1 minuto el reloj automático.
Sí, ya estoy listo.
Ok, empieza.
Okay, sponges. Most people have a sponge or two in their kitchen. A sponge is handy for washing dishes and wiping counters. Most of our sponges are made by machines, out of wood, fiber, or plastic. But before man, sponges were invented. Excuse me, but before man-made sponges were invented. People use natural sponges. A natural sponge is, in fact, an animal. It lives in the ocean. It has no eyes or mouth. It has no organs at all. It cannot swim. It is anchored to the rock and feeds on the bacteria in the water that flows through it. For hundreds of years, people in the Greek islands fished for sponges. The sponge diver would diver dove from his boat wearing only a rope around his waist. He carried a heavy stone, which took him quickly to the ocean floor. He could hold his breath for 3 to 5 minutes at a time. He used a small curved knife to cut the sponges from the rocks. He took as many as he could before his breath ran out and put them in a net bag.
Ok, ya pasó el minuto. Muy buen trabajo, Danilo. Hoy leíste 98 palabras. Estoy muy orgullosa de ti, Danilo. Gracias.
And scene. Somebody tell me we're getting an Oscar. Come on, man. Could we get a nomination, please? I love it. I love it.
Can we do a woo woo for Angela and Danilo's awesome time reading fluency model? Can everybody come off mute? They did so good, showed us how we can do it at home with our own child, right? So I'm going to count us off, okay? And we're going to come off mute and do a woo woo. 1, 2, 3.
Woo woo.
All right, who can break that down for us? Maybe Danilo or Cody or Shayna.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and break down this reading fluency. And as you guys can see here, there's about five things that we want to go ahead and take into account. And the 5 things, the first one of them was that the student knew their words per minute, meaning that we want to make sure that we let the kid know that how many words they read for a minute, and obviously make it fun. You know what I mean? Throw something in there that allows a kid to feel challenged, but also that makes it reasonable. Something along the lines of let's beat last time's score. Also, another big thing here is reminding of the 3 components when we're talking about speed, accuracy, and expression. And that expression is, not reading with a monotone voice. If there's an exclamation mark, let's make sure that our facial expressions and our tone of voice definitely show that. Last one is, the 4th one is time fluency practice, which is 1 minute. You can use your clock in the kitchen. You can use your timer on your cell phone to make sure that we only read for a minute. And then obviously going back and reviewing any missed words is also a big thing, guys. Cool. Any questions on that? Do we see anything here? So let me see.
Marisol said in the chat that she saw you guys did all of these elements. So she noticed all those elements in your role play. So awesome job. She just says they have to get into character. Exactly, right? That expression piece, and just that kind of helps us know if they understand the passage or not, right?
We have a question in the chat from Shabri, I believe I'm saying it correctly. Do you want to go ahead and come off and mute and ask your question?
Yes. I had a question because I'm just looking at this, and for Halia, I've been trying to think of ways of how I can get her to read words even though she's in kindergarten. And looking at this, I just thought about lines. Do you guys remember if you got in trouble in school, you had to write lines over and over and repeat the same sentence? If I was gonna do something like that, for words, just specific words, do you guys think that would be effective enough to do it that way?
Yep. I think that any reading practice is good practice, right? But with the science of reading, or the new approach to reading, is really emphasizing kids understanding why the words are what they are, right? So when you and I were taught to read, we just really memorized words, and that doesn't really help when you get to the bigger words, right? And so I think the best thing for Halia is just to focus on the letter names and the letter sounds, and then start putting those 2 sounds together, right? Once she knows ah and t, she can say, or she can read ah, right? And so really breaking it down like that. So really letter names and sounds are like the best place to start because it'll take her a long way. She'll get to reading words. She will. And in the meantime, like Tanisha said, a book walk and a book talk, right? So that she's not just bored about the letters. You guys can really just be reading and listening to stories as well. Anything to add? Yeah, anything to add, Miss Albrecht or Mr. Marshall?
I was just thinking, like coming at like what you were saying, Shayna, about like then you can even add in like rat and bat and start doing all those extra words. Or two, Epic is a really great online resource, and it has like animated books, or it'll read along and highlight the words. Or even if you read a line and then she repeats the line, or truly if you're just reading to her and pointing at the words, she'll definitely pick it up. But yeah, don't stress, can just get those letter names and sounds, and then it really starts to flow.
Really great question, Shabri. Thank you, Miss Albrecht and Shayna, for answering that and giving the parents tips. Do folks have any other questions? Because we're gonna share one more resource with you, and then we're gonna hop into our breakout groups. Okay. Well, if anything comes to your brain, just put it in the chat. Okay. That's why we're here, right? Exchange knowledge.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, 2 more resources we have here before we jump into some breakout groups to practice. So this first website up here is called Oakland Reads, and we'll put the link in the chat in just a few. There are resources in Spanish and English, but what's really cool about this website is it breaks it down by grade level. So you can go and you can look at the kindergarten section, and it will give you all kindergarten resources, and it will tell you exactly what kids need in kindergarten. So great resource on Oakland Reads. Another great one that I'm a little less familiar with is Springboard. Springboard also has some resources in Spanish, and I believe that Springboard is a little more focused on the comprehension and stories, but I need to look more at that. But both great free resources.
Awesome. We're gonna put those links in the chat for you guys too.
Yes, I'll put them there.
Okay, now we're going to hop into our breakout group. So we just kind of went over a lot of information. We saw time reading fluency in action. We learned who are the people at our school sites that we can go to for extra support, right? So we have a lot of things to talk about. So in just a couple seconds, you're going to see your breakout group pop up, and you can click join, and we're going to get to it, okay? But welcome back, everyone, from the breakout groups. We want to hear from each group, just so we can make sure we all understand each other. Let's choose interpretation again. So I'm going to go in and click English. Por favor, escogen de nuevo su lengua de interpretación para que podamos compartir lo que hablamos en los grupos chicos. Awesome. Shane and Dr. Dickey, can we start with your group? What parent's going to share out from your group? What did you guys
we have
about?
Leela sharing out for us today.
Nice. Leela, take it away. 1
Hi.
minute.
We talked about the communication with the parents and the teachers, and talking about using the time. Have we worked with using the timer yet with the kids? I haven't yet because this week was busy due to our Spirit Week and Halloween. So I said I was going to do it with them this weekend, and pretty much going over, have we talked about where our kids is at in reading, like progress.
Nice. I love that. Thank you, Leela. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Linda. Can you share from our group? ¿Puede compartir de lo que hablamos en nuestro grupo?
Sí, nosotros hablamos especialmente como por ejemplo, yo tengo mi niña, ella está en kinder. Ella tiene un problema del habla, está yendo a un IEP, pero como ella apenas va a kinder, yo he podido ver en estos 3 meses que ella, quizás con sus compañeros en la escuela, las ayudas de la maestra, ella ha podido pronunciar como que con más facilidad, ya sea en español o en inglés, las palabras. He visto que habla muchísimo más. Ay, algunas veces no se le entienden todavía las palabras, pero ya ella ya puede entablar una conversación más larga de lo que podía antes de entrar a la escuela. Gracias.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing just how you're supporting your child, even though, you and your teacher are in communication about creative ways to support your daughter. So that's really, really awesome. Thank you. Tanisha and Danilo, what parent's going to share from your group?
Paz is going to go ahead and summarize a little bit about what we spoke in our group. Paz, you ready?
So I'm ready, but I'm somebody knocking in my door. Let me check. Oh, sorry. It's my daughter, I guess. Just a second.
Kim,
be careful. Dark
right?
outside.
Please.
Maybe while Paz checks the door, Danilo, do you want to? I don't know if you know what she was gonna say, or Tanisha.
Is it okay if maybe we maybe do Navarina's, Cody's, and Norma's, and then come back to us? Awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Navarina, what parent from your group's gonna share?
Ahí los voy a dejar a ver quién quiere. ¿Quién quiere Marisol? ¿Quiere Silvia o Alondra? ¿Quién quiere anotarse? ¿Cuál de las dos normas?
Hola, Navorina. Disculpa, Navorina. La niña quiere leer un poquito a ustedes de un libro que tiene aquí. No sé si tengan tiempo para escucharla un ratito.
Yo pienso que sí. ¿Quiere leer la niña Susan? She wants to read a little bit, the little Jasmine.
Okay, okay.
I am hot, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. I am going to make a pool, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. I am going to dig a hole, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. I am going to get a duck, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. I am going to fill the pool up, said Big Pig.
Okay, aunque sea un poco por el tiempo, pero ella le gusta leer. Está en primer grado, Jasmine.
Good job. Jasmine is on first grade, so she's doing better. Yeah, good job. Good job, Angela.
Jasmine.
So,
thank you. And then before we finish the share outs from let's see, Danilo's group, Paz,
are you ready? Paz, are you ready? No. Maybe can we get maybe Priscilla, or I'm blanking on the name, I'm sorry. Priscilla was in our group as well. Tanisha, who else was in our group? Can you remind me?
Elsa too.
Elsa, there we go. Elsa, do you want to come off of mute and share a little bit about what we said in our group?
Elsa.
No. Okay,
I
so
can pick up if you want.
oh, please, thank you. Go ahead. Go.
Okay, so in our group we shared Tanisha
give us a great idea to show up a little bit more at the with the teachers, and we can do it by calling the principal and just let them know like, hey, I'm gonna be like for the day sharing the time in the class so we can partner more with the teachers, and that will be supporting our kids and make better connection with the teachers.
Thank you, Priscilla. Absolutely. I love that. Already thinking about, how you can be more of a presence on campus. And, we're going to talk a little bit more about, how we can do that effectively and invite kind of other parents to join us and inspire everyone around us, right? To kind of get some of this knowledge and learn the power of us coming together around this stuff, right? Awesome share outs, everyone. Well, I'm so excited because now we're in the second half of the session tonight, and I am joined by our lovely Lodestar parent leader, Norma Garcia. So we're going to introduce ourselves a little bit, and then we're going to get right into our organizing training for this evening. We're going to talk about the story of now, and we're going to go over the organizing principles, structures, channel power. So I introduced myself at the start of the call, but I am Susan Singleton. I am a parent organizer with Families in Action. I work with English and Spanish speaking families. So I've been collaborating a lot with Naborina and Dr. Dickey, Shayna and Cody, just around this literacy work that we're trying to do together with all of you parents, and really in partnership with you. Being a part of literacy work is really important to me and really near and dear to my heart because when I was younger, my mom, she was a nurse. She had to work overnights. And so, when it was time for me to do my homework, I had to rely a lot on my older sister to really teach me how to read, to make sure I kept my grades up. And I always really loved school. But I just been reflecting on that like my mom, she wasn't really there to be with me, even though she really valued school and knew the importance of it. She had a lot on her plate. She was a single mom and there were 4 of us. And so in working with parents in my current role, I always try my best to just honor whatever capacity each individual parent has in whatever way that they can show up and really, work with them to build their own leadership capacity, right? And figure out ways that I can, help them along in their leadership journey as they try to get more involved with the school, be in more relation with their teachers, with parents and other folks at the school site. And I would like to invite Norma to our virtual stage. Norma, si quiere presentarse, por favor.
Buenas noches a todos. Mi nombre es Norma García, soy del Salvador, hija de madre soltera. Y pues yo quedé huérfana a la edad de 4 años, pero eso no fue un impedimento para poder ser educada con una mujer que trabajaba y dedicaba tiempo de calidad. Siempre me identifiqué con 2 hogares, el hogar donde aprendí mis valores y pues los practiqué en la escuela donde uno refleja lo que es en su hogar. Y pues mi madre fue muy involucrada dentro del sistema educativo con los maestros, estudiantes, y ese lazo es muy importante para tener conexiones, y eso es lo que hoy me siento emocionada en esta noche por los temas que se están hablando y los que se van a seguir tratando para emocionar a los niños, que qué bonito es cuando hay testimonios de hijos de madre soltera, y ha de ser más apasionante tener el papá y la mamá respaldados en esta brecha de la enseñanza educativa, sobre todo la lectura. Es un placer y vamos a aprender mucho más hoy. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Norma.
Perdón,
Awesome.
ya regresé. Lo que pasa es que mi hija tenía las llaves perdidas del carro, ya se las fui a encontrar. Por eso me fui de la clase y ya regresé.
Está bien, Paz. A la siguiente breakout group, usted puede compartir sobre lo que hablamos, pero ya
Okay.
Priscila la ayudó a usted. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you, Paz. We were worried about you. Glad you're all right. Okay. So these last couple of sessions that we've been together, right? We've been talking about this story. We started with the story of self, which is our own personal story, right? Last session, we talked about the story of us, which really tried to get us to get a sense of what are our shared values, right? As Lighthouse and Lodestar families. And today we're going to talk about the story of now, right? What is the story of now? How do we build a compelling story of now that we can share with the people around us to help us out with this literacy stuff and get this data up, make sure our kids know how to read. All right. So I'm going to start with a little, we're going to review a couple of pictures. So can everybody see these 3 pictures on the screen? We got a car, a tree, and another picture on the right. Yes, I see some head nods. Cool. Okay, so what do folks see in all of these pictures? What is something that you see? Come off mute, put in the chat. I really want your participation. Oh,
Water.
I heard it. Yes.
Water, water, water.
Water. Exactly. Okay, so for the purpose of this exercise, I want you all to think about the water that you see in these 3 pictures as power. Okay, so we're going to equate the water to power. All right. So when you look at the picture in the top left, the picture with the car, what is the water doing? What is the water doing in this picture? What do you see?
They move.
What'd you say, Paz?
I see they move.
It move? The water. So you see the water moving? Okay. What else do folks see?
It's floating.
Yeah. Right? It's a flood. It's flooding the car. Exactly. Thank you. Okay. What about in the bottom right-hand corner with the tree? What is the water doing? How would you describe it?
Storming.
Yes. It's a storm. Everything's getting wet. It's just falling from the sky, kind of going everywhere, right? What about the image on the right? What is the water doing?
Contained.
That is a key word. Yes, Monica. Contained. So if we're thinking about the water in these pictures as representations of power, the top right one, we can kind of think about everything kind of being underwater, right? It's kind of destructive. You know, the power's everywhere. It's kind of taking over everything in its path, right? It's flooding. It's just everywhere. It's going crazy. In the bottom right, like we said, everything's getting wet. It's not really doing anything. Things are just wet. It's just storming, right? And then I think what Monica said that was really key about the one on the right is that it's contained, right? Do y'all know what this is called on the right? There's actually a name for this. This is a man-made structure that we often put to generate energy. Do folks know what this is? It's actually it might be an 8th wonder of the world, one of the wonders of the world. Let's see. Una presa. Yes, it is a dam. Exactly. Thank you, Alondra. So dams, right? They're built for the purpose of generating energy, right? Generating electricity, generating energy. And the water in the dam, like Monica said, it's contained. It's kind of all together. It's flowing for the purpose of something. It's organized, right? And so I want y'all to kind of keep that in your head as we go through the rest of the slides for this training, okay? Keep that in your head. Okay. Norma, ¿usted quiere presentar este principio de poder, por favor?
Que nuestro principio organizativo rector es la estructura. La estructura canaliza poder. ¿Qué piensa cada uno de estos ejemplos que se han mostrado en este momento? Me gustaría invitar a 2 padres, no sé si los puedo nombrar o serían voluntarios para estar en esta dinámica, por favor. ¿Los nombro entonces?
Yeah, it looks like Linda has her hand raised. Linda, ¿quiere compartir?
Sí. Ah, no, quisiera ser voluntario en el juego de...
¿Qué
Okay.
piensa? Entonces, puede ser Ángela, entonces, sí, para avanzar con el tiempo. Porque se trata de 2 padres que puedan compartir estas respuestas, qué es lo que vieron en el ejemplo que mostró Miss Susan, por favor.
Ok, y se mostraba como una presa deteniendo el agua, pero estaba deteniendo el agua. Que si se cae esa cosa que está como deteniéndola, pues el agua va a correr, se va a ir. No sé muy bien.
¿Puedo decir algo? A mí se me figuró como que al agua estaba contenida, significa como estructura, una estructura conteniendo el poder. Y si tenemos estructura, así lo miré yo. Si tenemos estructura, canalizamos el poder para la lectura. ¿Lo digo en inglés?
Sí.
So, to me, when I saw the pictures, we're talking about the pictures, right? So there's a structure, and the structure contains the water, which is the power, which channels the power to certain places when there is structure. That's what I picture. That's why I said contained, and the water looks like, well, power contained.
Yes, Monica, exactly. That is exactly it. What are some structures that you can think of maybe in the context of schools that maybe we already have that channel power? Are there any you can think of?
The
Or do we-
structure, like the structure of reading, like a reading log, like that's a structure to me in reading. If there's no paper, like just read. That's unstructured. There's no like, how much am I going to read? Or the timer is a structure to me. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah. Okay, good. Perfect. We're gonna talk about it more. Okay, I'm gonna advance this to the next slide.
Continúo.
Yeah, por favor, Norma.
Este ejemplo que se puso es muy intenso. Cada padre puede interpretar como un edificio, el instrumento sería la escuela, el edificio. Es como una presa. Una presa tiene sus estructuras, ¿verdad? Bien, como un aeropuerto también que tiene sus bases alguien lo fundó, pero se le da mantenimiento. Y este es un ejemplo como muy concreto con lo que ha pasado con Lostar. El All-Star fue como un impulso de unidad con la comunidad donde se fundó. Es un ejemplo muy concreto que hoy en día, después de ese proceso que este edificio fue llevado a la 105, fue gracias a un equipo de padres que hoy en día ellos ya no están ahí, pero en ese momento había diversidad de culturas y todos trabajamos para que eso se realizara. Y lo que ahora sucede es que le demos mantenimiento. Para ser concreto, el mantenimiento sería sacar buenos estudiantes en el presente. Y pues esa es una comparación que tiene que estar como bien estructurada, tener como bien articulada, y como padres a eso estamos invitados. Esto es lo que pues me corresponde en este momento. No sé si van a continuar opinando a cada padre su observación con respecto a este tema.
Thank you, Norma, for explaining. I'm just going to translate a little bit because I think you hit some really interesting points, right? That Just kind of similar to the Hoover Dam, we can actually build a power generator at our school, right? So right now, each of us has at least 7 or 8 other parents on the call with us from our own school site, right? We have Lodestar parents, we have Lighthouse parents, right? That are all kind of gathering to figure out, okay, what can we do about literacy at the school? And anytime you want to change something, you got to have some power behind it, right? One person can't do it all. Like Dr. Dickey was telling us earlier, right? We all have to kind of be in community to change anything, right? Especially for the better, especially something as kind of a long of a fight as like getting the data better in our schools, right? For literacy. And so each of the schoolhouse pictures that you see on the slide can represent a parent leader team at your school, right? So when we're thinking about building the power to change and better literacy at the school, we can think about our teams as the perfect structure to channel all of our energy, all of our power, all of our stories to be able to do that together. Are y'all with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Thank you, Paz.
Welcome.
Okay. But what is a parent leader team? Norma, can you tell us what is a parent leader team? Or is that, no, you know what, that's me. I can walk us through it. So a parent leader team, kind of how I just explained, is a consistent group of parents. So 10 or 15, and most of us are starting out with 10, and that is totally okay. That is such a great, perfect start. You can do a lot of things with 10 people all working together. Parent leader teams meet regularly, 1 or 2 times per month. And these meetings, they're not led by Dr. Dickey, they're not led by Shayna, they're not led by Naborina, they're not led by Mr. Marshall, right? They're led by you guys, right? You get to decide what you want to talk about, what you want to tackle, what you want to take on, and how you want that to look, right? Obviously, you need Shayna and Dr. Dickey and Naborina and Mr. Marshall to help you do all of those things, right? But you get to own that space. And it's discipline, it's consistent, right? So we don't want to be sitting somewhere 3 hours and chatting about, things, and then we kind of end the meeting and we feel like we've got nowhere, right? Come with an agenda, right? That you guys created about whatever you want to talk about. It lasts an hour or so, maybe an hour, 15 minutes if you need to, flesh out some things toward the end, right? You enter that space with a clear purpose. Why are we meeting today? What do we want to get done? And how does that really help fuel and move us to our goals, right? So if the goal is we, want to help improve literacy by 5% over the course of the school year, what can we do to do that, right? As a parent leader team. And of course, it's fun, right? It's exciting, it's invigorating, it's what you want to do, where you want to be, right? You could be doing anything else with your time, right? But you show up because, you have a vested self-interest in it. You want the school to improve. You want to help other parents, all those types of things. And one key thing that Norma's going to share with us is our story of now, right? When we're thinking about building a team, how can we construct a compelling story of now to invite more parents on so we can have as many folks with us that are dedicated just like we are to helping improve literacy. Norma, can you explain a little about the story of now? Oh, I don't know if we lost Norma.
Lo siento.
Okay.
Para mí sería la historia de hoy, comenzar a tener el deseo y ese fuego de voluntad para poder conectarnos como padres a este equipo de padres líderes en nuestro contenedor, nuestra presa que sea fuerte, una estructura canalizada de poder en nuestras escuelas. Tener objetivos que cada escuela que está en este instituto construya un equipo de padres líderes. ¿Por qué es importante? Porque la estructura canaliza nuestro poder. Nos gusta decir que si no tienes un equipo de poder líderes, no tiene poder. La energía sin organización se dispersa y no puede generar cambio. La organización es una forma. ¿No es mi Susan? ¿No está bien?
Yeah.
Su escuela permanece abierta al acceso a la educación pública de alta calidad y el dominio de la lectura para su hijo. Es el interés propio que podemos nosotros para encender a otras personas en nuestros sitios escolares y llevarlo a su trabajo para obtener el 100% de dominio de la lectura en su escuela.
Thank you, Norma.
Gracias.
So we are going to have an awesome parent come up to the virtual stage, and she is going to share her literacy story of now. And she's going to respond to some of these questions of why she decided to join this institute, what her own child's literacy goal is, what she feels we as parents in Lighthouse and Lodestar are being called to do right now as a community, right? Hence story of now. Why now? What's the urgency? And what are some first steps we can take towards these goals? Okay, so as you listen to the amazing Chabri Keel from Lighthouse, a kinder mom, share her literacy story of now, be thinking about your own and thinking about what from her story and what she shares really resonates with you. All right, Chabri, it's all you, my dear.
I'm gonna read from my phone, so I'm not having my face in the screen. So good evening. My name is Shabri Keel. I am the mother to Halia, a kindergartner at Lighthouse. As a young mom, it is really important to me to be involved in my daughter's education. My mother really modeled this for me because when I was a kid, she always had me reading all summer and writing 2 pages of sentences using the dictionary every day. At the time, I didn't see the value in that practice, but as I got older and became a mom, I realized the utility of that home practice. I chose Lighthouse because of their K through 12 model. I understand as a new mom to the LCPS community that to build the village around my daughter and I to ensure her academic success, that I needed to build relationships with key people at the school. Knowing that Principal Hurley, Miss Rose, Miss Patty, the office manager, Miss Mayena, the restorative justice person, Dr. Dickey, and Miss Hardy, Halia's teacher, care about the health and success of our education, community, and children gives me a peace of mind when I drop my daughter off to school every day. I know I can go to the right person one-on-one about any concerns or questions I have, which models for my daughter that self-advocacy and agency is paramount. I joined this institute inspired by my mother's efforts in my own education and motivated to make sure I know everything I can to support Halia at home. It is deeply important to me that she and all her peers are on grade level for reading. Our Black and Brown kids that are especially affected by the low literacy proficiency rates need parents that teach them the important lessons in life. You can't hold those accountable for what they don't know or understand. That goes for our children with education, but also us as parents. It is time we get in the know and work with our schools, our children's teachers, and our children to make sure any dream they have for themselves can be realized. Parents, it starts with us.
Thank you so much, Chabri. That was beautiful. Can we all give Chabri a woo woo?
That was wonderful. I just had to come off. That was
Yes.
sad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna count us off. Everybody come off mute. We gotta do a big whoop whoop for Chabri. Okay, I'm gonna count us off. 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Woo, woo, woo.
you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm just so inspired by your story. We are going to jump straight into our breakout group so we can unpack the amazing story we just heard and talk about what are these structures that we're trying to build at our school, our teams. So in just a second, you're going to see the pop-up window to join your breakout group so we can really dig in a little bit. Okay? Awesome. See you guys in a bit. Okay. Wow, I know my group was just on fire in the small group, even though we had not a lot of time, but we made it work. Let's see. Can we start with Dr. Dickey and Shayna's group? Which parent's gonna share? Let's do 30-second share out.
Oh, we were not prepared to share out. We didn't call on anyone, but we did talk about, just both folks in our group had already shared their story of self, and so we talked about reaching out to other parents to continue to build leadership.
I love that. So what was the goal? How many parents are they going to share with?
We didn't make a goal, but we did talk about how we're going to have a Black parent group starting and wanted both of them to come.
Okay, this is awesome. These are the type of conversations we want to be having, right? I love it. Awesome. Okay, from my group, Monica was going to share for us. Monica, can you do a 30-second share out for us?
Well, I was just saying how that we're in this to be a leaders and being a leader doesn't just mean or learn to have that power. It's not just about keeping it for ourselves. It's also about getting to the bottom of, questions that we have, not just us, but maybe other parents, and also just passing it on to other parents, sharing it so that they also have that same power and knowledge of what to ask, how to figure things out, in a good way to help out our students, the school. So yeah.
Thank you, Monica. Exactly. That when we use our voice and share, right, with other parents, we ignite something in them too, and it makes them want to kind of build and be in their own leadership too, right, with us. Awesome. Amazing. Let's see, for Tanisha and Danilo's group, what parent's gonna do share? Let's do 30-second share out.
Let's get it, Tanisha.
I'm doing a share out. We got onto building that parent team. Now, we're kind of at a standstill. And the reason why is because I'm asking for a really a collaboration and really a unity. And what I mean by that is because as a parent, the parent leader team, perfect. You said 1 to 2 days, 1 to 2 times in a month. I'm asking that our principals commit to make sure that Nabarina and Dr. Dickey, our family engagements, have the space and the time for us to have these. That's really important for us to have that, because besides Coffee Tuesday, we don't know. So like those, Black Family Unit, Latinx Unit, we want those spaces to have that. But with doing a lot of work with Nabarina and Dr. Dickey, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna just be honest as a parent, they haven't been given the space. So I really need if we're talking about building it, because I'm for that. I'm for it across the board, period. We need to build it. Our family engagements, they need to have the space and the time for us to do those, for them to have that space for parents. So I'm hoping that principals will commit to that for our family engagement team.
Thank you, Tanisha. Yes, you're lifting up some very, very important conversations that need to happen, right? Who we need, permission for, to make sure we can get things like a parent team off the ground. Absolutely. All right, final group. Nabarina and Norma, your group. Who's going to share? 30 seconds.
Maybe Sylvia? Sylvia, you ready? Or who wants to share for them?
Sí, lo que nosotros hablamos en nuestro grupo es reunirnos y decir a más familiares y que el futuro de nuestros hijos sea mucho más grande, que nosotros seamos el ejemplo para ellos, para que ellos en el futuro que crezcan sean el ejemplo a sus hijos y que como latinos o afroamericanos tengamos ese poder para que nuestras escuelas sean victoriosas.
Gracias.
Thank you so much. It sounds like we had so much rich conversation this evening, and I am just so excited. Here we go. This is the slide. And I am just so excited to be, you know, in conversation, in community with all of you. I want us to continue these conversations, and you know, each session we leave with a little bit of homework, right? And y'all been doing so good. Submitting things for your homework. If you've submitted something and it hasn't made it to the slide, best believe it's going to make it to the slide for session 4, so we can celebrate you. Continue to send us photos and videos of you practicing time reading fluency, right? Angela and Danilo really modeled that for us. Keep using that reading chart. It's a really good resource, and we had such a great example in session 2 of I think it was little Eric. He was using his reading chart. And then the third piece, which is such an important part of the homework, and maybe we can have, if you guys want to like take a video or a selfie, if you go and share your story with your teacher or another parent, submit photos of that too. Ask them about their story. Have those conversations, right? The time is now, right? The story of now that we're crafting, the time is now for us to be in relationship with those that we know could really help us advance this literacy work that we're trying to do together. Okay? So think of a parent or two in your kids' class and go share that story with them next week. All right? So that's my challenge for everyone. Share your story with 2 more parents. I know it is already 8 o'clock this evening, and so we so appreciate your time and your attention and patience and dedication to this work. We are going to learn some more exciting stuff when we meet again in 2 weeks. We put the link to the evaluation in the chat, so whenever you guys fill that out, that lets us know anything we need to go over again, what you enjoyed about the session, and it helps us become better facilitators, right? We want to make sure we're getting the right information to you and going over anything that we need, okay? So the link to the evaluation is in the chat. Velia just put it in the chat. So please open it up and fill it out as we say good night. And we won't see you next week. We're going to see you in 2 weeks. So November 16th, Thursday, be there or be square, as they say. We want to see you again. And we can't wait to hear more from you guys. The participation has really leveled up in these last couple of sessions. And we're so excited to just hear from all of you, your opinions, points of views, and stories. So this is awesome. We're going to come off mute for a big whoop whoop because I'm just so proud of everyone. So I'm going to count us down. Come off mute. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Woo,
Whoop,
woo.
whoop, whoop. Yay.